Hello students, welcome to Legacy IAS Academy. In today's video, we are going to discuss about the UPSC Prelims question paper of year 2013. And in this video, we are going to discuss in details the geography related questions that has been asked, the correct answer for each of the question and the proper explanation behind that. So the first question is related to the match of the following, where it has been asked that which of the tribes of India are residing in which of the states of India. So we have four different tribes are given, like Limbu tribe in Sikkim, we have Karbi tribe in Himachal Pradesh, Dongriya tribe in Odisha, and Bonda tribe in Tamil Nadu. So if we take a look at the actual answer, the correct answer is first and third are the correct option. Limbu tribe indeed, they live in the high altitude regions of Ladakh. Karbi tribe did not live in Himachal Pradesh. Rather than if we talk about Karbi tribe, the Karbi tribe live in the area that is also called as the Karbi Anglong Plateau, which is part of the state of Meghalaya. So that is why the second option is incorrect. Similarly, Dongriya tribe are also called as Dongriya Kond tribe. They are living in the state of Odisha in the especially Niyamgiri Hills, Hills regions of Odisha, and they also speak an endangered language that is called as Kui language. Similarly, we have Bonda tribe in Tamil Nadu. That is also incorrect. Bonda tribe also reside in the eastern states of India such as Odisha and Chhattisgarh. So the correct answer is A. Only first and third are correct. Second question is again related to match the following, where the national park and which of the rivers are flowing through the national park has been asked. So first we have is the Corbett National Park, also called as Jim Corbett National Park. It is the first national park of India, and the match the following, it has been matched with the Ganga river. So this is incorrect matching because it is not the Ganga river rather than the Ram Ganga river that flows through the Corbett National Park. Second, we have Kaziranga National Park Manas, Silent Valley National Park Kaveri. So actually Kaziranga National Park is a national park in Assam, well known for its one-horned rhinoceros, and it is not the Manas river but the Brahmaputra river that flows through this Kaziranga National Park. Similarly, we talk about the Silent Valley National Park, which is situated in the state of Kerala. It is not the Kaveri river, rather than it's the Kuntipura river that flows through the Silent Valley National Park. So the third option is also incorrect one. That means the correct option is D. None of the match of the following is correct in this particular question. The next question is related to the biosphere reserves or protected areas and the respective hills. So we have No Creek Biosphere Reserves in Garo Hills, Loktak Lake in Barail Range, Namdapha National Park in the Dafla Hills. No Creek Biosphere Reserve in Garo Hills, that is absolutely correct. No Creek Biosphere Reserve is part of the state of Meghalaya, and Meghalaya has three different hill ranges, Garo, Khas, Jaintia, and No Creek is situated in the Garo Hills. Second we have is the Loktak Lake in the Barail Range. Now this is incorrect statement because Loktak Lake is situated in the state of Manipur, while Barail Range is extending all the way to the state of Meghalaya and all the way up to the Naga Hills. Similarly, we have the Namdapha National Park, that is also incorrect because Namdapha National Park is not situated in Dafla Hill, rather than it is situated in the Mismi Hills of Arunachal Pradesh. So the correct option will obviously be A. Only first is correct. The next question is related to the soils of India, where it has been asked that which of the following statements regarding the laterite soils of India are correct. So four statements are given here. They are generally red in color, they are rich in nitrogen and potash, they are well developed in Rajasthan and UP, and tapioca and cashew nuts grow well on this soil. So actually if you look at the laterite soil indeed is red in color, as you can see from the particular picture here. And on this map of India, we can see we are seeing the distribution of laterite soil. So largest area where we have the laterite soil is on the western slope of Western Ghat, because generally the laterite soils are found in those areas where we have high temperature and high rainfall and alternate wet and dry season. So the first statement is correct. They are rich in nitrogen and potash. This is incorrect statement. Laterite soils are not very fertile soil and this do not support abundant crop production. Because what happens due to heavy rainfall, most of the minerals and nutrients of the laterite soil basically get leached. Leach means they percolate in downward direction, and the top layer of soil is basically devoid of nitrogen, potash, and these kind of elements. So basically there is a preponderance of bauxite. Bauxite means aluminium and iron in such soils. Third is they are well developed in Rajasthan and UP. If you take a look at the map here, so obviously we can say in the state of Uttar Pradesh, we do not have any laterite soil. That means the third statement is also incorrect one. And fourth is tapioca and cashew nuts grow well in the soil. This is correct statement. Tapioca and cashew nut, these are the plantation crops that are easily cultivated in the soils. And apart from that, other crops such as tea, coffee, rubber, coconut, areca nut, these kind of the crops can be grown in the laterite soil easily as well. But the most important use of laterite soil is because it has a very important characteristics where it becomes very soft when it is wet, when water is mixed with it, and it becomes very hard, almost like iron, when it is dried in the heat or air. And it is due to these properties, it is also used as a valuable building material, especially for the manufacturing of bricks. The seventh question is related to a term that is called as contour bunding. So it has been asked that the contour bunding is a method of soil conservation which is used in which of the given areas? Desert margins, low flat plains, scrublands, or none of the above? So correct answer here will be none of the above. Because if we talk about the method of contour bunding, it is generally used for preservation and conservation of soil in the hilly areas of the world. And many times in the hilly areas of India, such as in northeastern India, in China, Vietnam, and some other Southeast Asian countries, you will find the contour bunding method that is used for the cultivation of rice as well. So this is how the area that is contour bunding, that is where contour bunding has happened, looks like. It basically, it also alternatively known as the name of terrace farming. The eighth question is related to the name of the crops have been given, and you have to pick up the crops which are sown in the Kharif season or are characterized as Kharif crops. So we have cotton, groundnut, rice, and wheat. So obviously this is a very factual and easy question, easily picked up from the NCERTs, and the correct answer here is C, 1, 2, and 3. The cotton, groundnut, rice, all these three are example of Kharif crop. The only crop that is rabi crop is wheat. Basically, to tell you the difference, Kharif crop are those crops which are sown in the summer season, harvested in the winter season, while the Rabi crops are those crops which are sown in the winter season and harvested in the summer season. So, wheat crop is an example of Rabi crops. Next question is related to the climatological phenomena, that is thunderstorm, and specifically the question is asking that during a thunderstorm, the thunder in the sky is produced by the which of the following given options. So, first is meeting of cumulonimbus clouds in the sky. Second is lightning that separates the nimbus cloud. Third is violent upward movement of air and water particles. Specifically, it is not asking about the development of thunderstorm. It is asking why thunder is produced in the thunderstorm. So thunder, as we all know, is this huge big bang sound that we hear many times when the thunderstorm is developing, when the rainfall is happening, and that is not happening because of any of these reasons. The thunder in the skies are produced mainly because of the lightning, and as the lightning is produced, the temperature of the nearby air parcel rises by almost 10,000 to 20,000 degrees Celsius, and this sudden rise in temperature to such extent in the air actually causes sudden heating of the air. Air expands at very fast rate, and this sudden expansion of the air pocket, air column near the lightning, near the place where lightning has happened, leads to production of this big sound that is called as thunder. So correct option here will be D. None of the option is correct here. The next question is related to the mineral and economic geography, where it has been asked that natural gas occurs in the Gondwana belts. Gondwana region refers to the eastern part of India. Mica occurs in abundance in Koderma. Koderma is a place in the state of Jharkhand, and Dharwars are famous for petroleum. Now, Dharwar Plateau is the southernmost plateau part of India, largely located in the state of present-day Karnataka. So, if you take a look at the mineral mapping of India, we can clearly see that these areas are the area where we have the natural gas. So, natural gas are not found in the Gondwana land. Natural gas are largely located in the offshore regions such as Bombay High, as well as in the Krishna Godavari basin to some extent. On the other hand, if we talk about the mica, so obviously we can see mica, a huge amount, a huge concentration of mica is found in the Koderma. So second statement is correct, first statement is incorrect. And Dharwars are famous for petroleum. That is also incorrect, because Dharwar Plateau is famous for a lot of minerals except petroleum. Here you will find iron ore, bauxite, and these kind of minerals you can find here. But petroleum is not found in Dharwar region. Petroleum in India is found in the state of Gujarat to a certain extent, and then in the fields of the Assam such as Digbol. So correct option will be only B. Second statement is correct. The next question is related again to the coal of India. It is an economic geography question where it has been asked that which of the following are the characteristics of Indian coal? High ash content, low sulfur content, and low ash fusion temperature. So basically, the typical characteristic of Indian coal is given here as far as the website, as from the website of Ministry of Energy, and there we can see that obviously the ash content of Indian coal is very high at 25 to 55%. Sulfur content on the other hand is very low. So high ash content, low sulfur content, these two are absolutely correct. Now as far as the ash fusion temperature is concerned, this is high also for the Indian coal. So low ash fusion temperature is incorrect. The correct option will be A, only one and it is mainly because of this high ash content of the Indian coal. The calorific value of Indian coal is less. The quality of Indian coal is relatively, what we can say, is inferior as compared to the coal that we import from other countries, mainly from Indonesia and Australia. And these are the coals which are called as coking coals, which are largely used in the steel industry, iron and steel industry. The next question is related to the availability of fresh water on the planet Earth, that most of the fresh water exists as ice caps and glaciers. Out of the remaining fresh water, the largest proportion is found where? In the atmosphere, in the freshwater lakes and rivers, in groundwater, or as soil moisture. Now we take a look at this particular question. The same question that has been asked in year 2013 has been repeated. Almost same concept or same database question has been asked in the year 2022 as well, and that is why it is becoming very important that at least you go through the past 10 years question paper of UPSC Prelims examination, because many questions, the concept that has been asked is continuously being repeated almost after every 2-3 years and so. So if you take a look at the distribution of water on the earth, we can say that obviously the largest amount of water is found in the ocean. Apart from that, if we talk about the fresh water, the largest amount of fresh water, almost 70% of the fresh water on the earth, are locked in the form of glaciers and ice cap. 30% is groundwater, and then about 1.2% is the surface water. So it is asking that where is the largest source of fresh water apart from ice caps and glacier. So correct answer obviously will be groundwater, which holds 30% of the fresh water. So correct answer here obviously is C, exists as groundwater. Next question is related to the river Narmada, where it has been given that Narmada river flows to the west, while most other large peninsular rivers of India flows to the east. Why? Three statements are given. It occupies a linear rift valley, it flows between the Vindhya and Satpura, and the land slopes to the west from central India. So correct option here will be, again, it is a question that has been picked directly from the NCERTs. The statement is mentioned in NCERTs that Narmada river actually is flowing in a rift valley. And if you take a look at the course of Narmada, Narmada originates from the Amarkantak hills of Madhya Pradesh, then flows to the state of Madhya Pradesh, passing certain distance in Maharashtra, and then finally near the Bharuch city of Gujarat, it enters into the Gulf of Khambhat in the Arabian Sea. So all across this length, largely it is flowing, as you can see from this image here, in a rift valley, which is located between Vindhya ranges on the north and Satpura ranges in the south. This rift valley has formed mainly due to the separation of the crust, and this separation of crust has caused the nearby land masses to uplift, and a rift valley like structure has developed in center. The next question is related again to the climatology, where it has been asked that the annual range of temperature in the interior of the continent is high as compared to the coastal areas. What are the reasons behind that? Thermal difference between land and water, variation in altitude between continents and ocean, presence of strong winds in the interior, and heavy rains in the interior as compared to coast. So basically it is asking, like, for example, in case of India, if we try to understand this question, we have Delhi, which is situated in the interior of the continent, and Mumbai, which is situated in the coastal areas. So obviously if you look at the annual range of temperature, that means the temperature in the month of January, minimum temperature in the month of January, and the maximum temperature in the month of July, that is what is called as ATR, or annual temperature range. So obviously in case of Delhi, in the summertime, temperature can go as high as 45 degrees Celsius. In the case of Mumbai, on the other hand, temperature can remain somewhere about 30 to 35 degrees in the summer and 18 to 20 degrees in the winter. So annual temperature range in case of Mumbai will be about 20-25 degrees, while in case of Delhi, it can go as high as 40 to 45 degrees, because in winter, Delhi temperature can go as low as nearby zero. Now this happens mainly because of the thermal difference between land and water. What happens is, if we talk about the heating or cooling between land and water, land has this characteristic of heating more rapidly as well as cooling more rapidly. On the other hand, the water areas heats up faster, or heats up cooler, heats up slowly as well as cools up slowly. So due to this, what is called as the differential heating and cooling of land versus water, what happens in the summer, land becomes very hot, water becomes very relatively less hot. In the winter, land becomes very cold, water becomes relatively less colder. And that is why in the coastal areas, whatever cities are located, they enjoy this moderate climate. So the correct answer here is A. Only first statement is correct. The strong winds, altitudes and the rain have very little role or almost no role to play in determining the annual temperature range. The next question is related to the length of daytime and nighttime. Variations in the length of daytime and nighttime from season to season are due to what? The Earth's rotation on its axis, the Earth's revolution around the Sun in elliptical manner, latitudinal position of the place, or the revolution of Earth on a tilted axis. So simple question is there. It is asking that if you are coming from one season to other season, for example, between winter to summer, obviously we see the change in the length of day and night. For example, in the winter, night is longer, day is shorter, while in summer, day is longer and night is shorter. So what is the reason behind this? So the main reason behind this is the revolution of Earth on a tilted axis. It is not only the revolution. If suppose the Earth's axis was not tilted, then we would not have seen any changes in the length of day and night. But if we try to understand the revolution of the Earth around the Sun, we can see that the Earth's axis is tilted by almost 23.5 degrees from the normal perpendicular line. And due to this tilt, what happens is when the Earth is in the summertime, what happens, as you can see, the northern hemisphere is situated very oriented toward the Sun, and as a large part of northern hemisphere is oriented toward the Sun for a longer period of time, while during the winter, as we can see, the Earth is oriented away from the Sun. And due to this, what happens, the day length is very shorter, and the amount of energy that the area receives in the northern hemisphere is relatively very lesser. So it is due to this reason, as the Earth moves from June to December, what is happening, the northern hemisphere is getting relatively less and less the amount of sunlight for a lesser and lesser duration, that causes change in the length of day and night. The next question is again related to the world mapping, where it has been asked that which of the geographical map feature has been correctly matched with the associated region. So we have Abyssinian Plateau in Arabia, Atlas Mountain in Northwest Africa, Guinea Highland in Southwestern Africa, and the Okavango Basin and the Patagonia. So here, if you take a look at the map of Africa, actually the second statement is correct, because this shaded region is the one that represents the Atlas Mountain. Atlas Mountain is situated in the northwestern region of Africa, passing through countries such as Morocco, Tunisia, and also it borders the Mediterranean Sea region, and situated nearby a very important strait that is called the Strait of Gibraltar. So correct option here is B. Atlas Mountain is in the northwestern Africa. Abyssinian Plateau is not in Arabia. Abyssinian Plateau is situated in Ethiopia, which is located in the East Africa. Guinea Highland similarly is located in the, what we can say is Eastern Africa. And then we have the Okavango Basin. It is not in Patagonia. Patagonia is a desert region in South America. Okavango Basin is a part of South Africa, located in the southern region of Africa in the country of Botswana. Next question is that the most important fishing grounds of the world are found in the regions where which of these following happens? Warm and cold atmospheric currents meet, rivers drain out large amount of fresh water into the sea, warm and cold oceanic currents meet, and the continental shelf is undulating. So basically, if you take a look at the map of the world, the best fishing ground of the world are found where the meeting of warm and cold oceanic currents happen. For example, in the Newfoundland region nearby Canadian coast, where we have meeting of the cold Labrador current and the warm Gulf Stream, this is very rich and fertile fishing ground. Similarly, along the Japanese coast, where we have meeting of the cold Oyashi current and warm Kuroshio current, we have very important fishing ground. Similarly, near the coastline of Argentina, where we have meeting of the warm Brazil current and the cold Falkland current, that is also where we see a very rich and fertile fishing ground. So basically, when we have the meeting of warm and cold ocean current, the nutrient composition as well as the oxygen concentration of the water increases, that causes rapid breeding of the fishes, and this causes increase in the fish density, creating a important or major fishing grounds across the world. So correct answer obviously is C. The next question is related to the equatorial forest, where it has been asked that which of the following is the unique characteristics of the equatorial forest. First, presence of tall, closely set trees with crowns forming a continuous canopy, coexistence of a large number of species, and the presence of numerous varieties of epiphytes. So here all the three options are correct, 1, 2 and 3. Basically, due to heavy rainfall and high temperature in the equatorial regions, we have trees that can attain a height of almost as high as 60 meters. And also because of the abundant rainfall and sunlight, we have very closely trees that grow very closer to each other. Actually, it is very difficult to move to the forest areas in these regions because there is no place in the forest which is vacant. It is covered by all different types of plants and trees. And thus, because of the huge or high density of trees, the canopy seems very continuous in nature. Second, obviously, because of equatorial region, a large number of species are found in a very small area. It is believed that within 1 kilometer square region of equatorial forest, you will find more than 1,000 different types of the plant species. And also many plants, because the sunlight is not able to reach up to the ground surface, because most of the sunlight is being reflected by the canopy at the upper level of the trees. Lot of vegetation which are called as epiphytic vegetation, they take the help of these trees, longer and taller trees, and try to grow in the upward direction so they can soak and absorb sunlight. These are two types of epiphytes. We have climbers which grow vertically, and we have creepers that spread out horizontally in the forest. So all three options given here are correct one. And this is actually, if you look from the top, this is how equatorial forest will look like. You can see the entire forest canopy looks very green in nature, and you hardly will see any places where you will not find any plant or trees. The next question is related again to the climatic region, where it has been asked that the climate is extreme, rainfall is scanty, and people used to be nomadic herders. Now, our statement best describe which of the following regions? African savanna, Central Asian steppe, North American prairie, or Siberian tundra. So extreme climate. Now, extreme climate is, again, if you talk about, all these are the grasslands except Siberian tundra, where we have the we can say very small sages and grasses are there, and temperature is very cold. Rainfall is scanty, and people used to be nomadic herders. Now, except Central Asian steppe, in no other these regions you will find nomadic herders. So the correct answer here is Central Asian steppe, because here, if you look at the map of the world, it is steppes all the way extend from the Eurasia in the or entire Eurasian continent, all the way from Europe in the west to Mongolia and China in the east. And people largely here are nomadic herders that depend on the animals such as sheep, goats, camels, horses, and the correct answer thus is the Central Asian steppe. The extreme climate, because in winter time temperature is very less, it is almost freezing temperature. In the summertime temperature is very higher. Rainfall obviously is very scanty. That is why we will not have development of forest here, and the people are nomadic herders. The last question is related to the phenomena which is responsible for bringing dynamic changes on the surface of Earth. So 6 phenomena are mentioned: electromagnetic radiation, geothermal energy, gravitational force, plate movement, rotation of Earth, and revolution of the Earth. So all of these 6 can actually cause dynamic changes on the surface of the Earth. So correct answer will be D. Now, how they can cause dynamic changes? Obviously, we talk about electromagnetic radiation. So it is the solar energy that is coming on the Earth in the form of electromagnetic radiation. And it is the solar energy that causes heating of the Earth's surface. And it is the heating of the Earth's surface that is responsible for very dynamic changes, various dynamic phenomena that can take place on the Earth. Similarly, geothermal energy brings huge amount of energy, heat from within the Earth's crust that causes volcanic eruption, that can cause development of the geysers and hot springs. Gravitational force obviously can cause dynamic changes. Plate movement actually cause movement of the continents and oceans, change in the configuration of the Earth. It causes a lot of phenomena such as when we have continental plate interaction, we have earthquakes, due to which we can have tsunami, we can have volcanic eruption. Similarly, rotation of Earth is responsible for change in the day and length. It causes change in the weather condition, which is also a dynamic phenomena. And revolution of Earth obviously causes change in the seasons and bring a lot of different atmospheric or climatic phenomena, causes a lot of different kind of atmospheric and climatic phenomena in different part of the world. So all these 6 are responsible for certain types of dynamic changes on the Earth's surface. The last question is related to the industries, or we can say economic geography, where it has been asked that which of the following industries is the maximum consumer of water in India? Engineering, paper and pulp, textile, and thermal power. So correct answer here is basically, again, it is a factual question. In India, it is the thermal power plant, thermal power industry that actually consumes maximum water in India. If you try to look at the table that is released by the Ministry of Industries, we can see this, actually this pie chart represents the basically represents the use of the water by different sectors. The thermal power plants alone contribute for 88% of the industrial water uses in India. Remaining 12% is utilized by all other industries of India. So 88% thermal power. After that, engineering, that is highest at 5%. Then we have paper and pulp, textile, steel, sugar, fertilizers, and then others. So correct answer obviously will be D, thermal power. So that is all about this particular video. I hope you understood about the concept behind the question that has been asked. And also, when you revise this question now and you will look at the question that has been asked in the coming years, you will see that a lot of concepts have been repeated every now and then. So that is all for this particular video. If you like the video, please hit the like button, share it with fellow aspirants, as well as subscribe to our channel for more such content. Thank you.